What a battle this was. Super close between Moreira and Kinet. This was down the hill into turn 10 multiple times. Those two were rubbing elbows and knees, and this was the moment where Chelsea Vietti's eyes lit up in fifth place as he thought maybe there was a home podium in the offing for him. As we mentioned, there was just 2 or less than 0.2 of a second that covered Kinet, Moreira and Vietti at the checkered flag.
How much do you think they both wanted it? Aaron Kinet, of course, needed the points for the World Championship, and Diogo Moreira, as I mentioned, never knows when he is beaten. Boy, did they entertain us over the last 5 or 6 laps in Mugello, and Chelsea Vietti 0 for 1 more lap.
Moreira tapped Kinet 3 times there, going through turn 10 alone. Oh, love it. Absolutely brilliant. Class apart, though, today was the Manu Gonzalez. It's been a pretty special couple of weeks for Gonzalez, having made his MotoGP debut at the post-race test in Aragon a couple of weeks ago for Trackhouse Aprilia. And then after that special moment, he arrives in Mugello and completes what looked like a relatively routine victory. It certainly wasn't, having qualified 5th and then got the penalty that dropped him back to 8th place on the grid. But as we heard from him on the grid, he was always super confident. Fastest in 2 of our 3 practice sessions so far this weekend. Close, very, very close, wasn't it, for Moreira, who misses out on a 3rd successive podium by just under 1/10 of a second. Chelsea Vietti, no wonder he's getting a great reception from the home marshals, because that was a great fight that he put up. Arenas, to be fair to him, when he spoke to Jack on that front row of the grid, he did say that all weekend he's felt like he's got the rhythm to fight for the podium. And when it really mattered, he stood up and was counted. A great job that by Arenas, as mentioned, just his 2nd ever Moto2 podium.
The best results and the best weekend of Alberto Arenas' Moto2 career. For Manu Gonzalez, he now is in clear air at the top of the World Championship. Arrives here sharing the points lead with Aaron Kinet. He now leaves here and heads to Aster, the circuit he knows oh so well, with a 9-point advantage next weekend. And not that he has much to prove to anybody in Moto2, but Manu Gonzalez has proven that he doesn't need to start on pole position to flex his muscles in Moto2.
Yeah, there is your now outright leader in the Moto2 World Championship, as he takes the congratulations and the plaudits from the Liquid Moly Dynavolt Intact team. There's a big home Grand Prix coming up for that squad at the Saxon Ring in a few weeks' time. The 2nd of our 7 double-headers. Fair to say, Albert Arenas is pretty pumped as he jumps into the mass ranks of Gresini Racing. He talked the talk, and he certainly walked the walk, didn't he, in that Grand Prix. Good job by the 2020 Moto3 World Champion. Take nothing away from Aaron Kinet as well. That was a really hard-fought 3rd place. He really did have to dig deep for those 16 points, which ultimately could prove pivotal towards the latter stages of the season. I don't think he's had to work that hard for a podium for quite some time, though. Pushed all the way to the checker flag by Diogo Moreira. Kinet 3rd, though, here in Mugello, and he's with Jack.
Aaron, congratulations onto the podium in what was a fierce battle with Diogo. Just how hard was it to stop him from taking that podium away from you?
Well, finally with Diogo was beautiful, the battle, you know. I like it, but for me, a little bit respectful about the battle, because finally you can touch me on the last lap, on the last corner, but not in every corner. Everybody can do it and everybody know it. No do it like me. But finally I'm more clean normally with the riders. But you know, if you want war, I will give you war. So I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to my team, because it's his home GP, you know. And let's see, because we started this weekend on a super difficult Friday, one of the most difficult Fridays on the last year and that year. So we understand a lot of things, because for me Mugello was like a test GP, because we tested the new chassis another time after few races. So I think we improve a little bit. We need to improve a little bit more, but I'm confident about the job that we are doing. And so that race, I will say say thanks to two persons. One person is Samu Brito, his birthday yesterday. He's my telemetric and he did crew chief during this weekend. And to my crew chief, then he crashed Wednesday on Spain. He's not here because he broke a bone. So thank you, Jairo. Let's go.
Great job, well done.
Thank you.
Great job by Aaron Canet there in third place. There were parts of the epic battle with Moreira that he clearly enjoyed and liked, but there were others that he clearly did not like and was not very appreciative of. Fighting talk, I think it's fair to say, from Canet there in Parc Ferme. This was what didn't really take his fancy, the aggressive move at turn 10 on the last lap from Moreira, where they both got pushed out to the marbles. I guess Canet will say, well, that's 1-0 to me over Moreira.
Well, 2-0 after Le Mans, of course, where they had a similar battle and he won that one. And, of course, a home Grand Prix for the Fantic team. They are rewarded with a podium finish.
So a welcome return for the first time in 2 years to the Moto2 podium. What a weekend, a front row and second place for Albert Arenas, who's with Jack.
Albert, what a brilliant, brilliant ride. You pushed Manu all of the way. Just how good does it feel to be back on a Moto2 podium again?
Yeah, feels so good. Really proud of, especially the weekend. The race is a result of the work, and I'm so happy. Already thinking on Assen because it's one of my favorite tracks and it's back-to-back, so very happy. I want to continue like this, and I'm looking forward to ride again. I enjoyed a lot today. There's still some things of balance that we can improve, and I'm looking forward to improve these things and give Manu a big fight, and enjoy a lot, especially the first laps. And happy, but I want to keep going.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, a really, really impressive weekend, that by the 28-year-old coming into this weekend in Mugello. 10th in 2022 was his only top 10 in 7 previous visits to this Italian Grand Prix venue. So clearly, by far, his best ever performance in front of the Tuscany hillsides. Fair play to him as well. He led a few laps in that Grand Prix, but once again, once he was at the front, he was just simply too fast and too strong. Your Mugello winner, Manu Gonzalez, with Jack.
Manu, what a fantastic way to take victory and retake control of the World Championship. We knew you could do it from pole position. How much does it mean to have battled your way through to victory?
Well, take this win starting from here. It was double win, no? For us, it's incredible. We knew it was possible. The pace was really, really good. I struggled a bit more in the bike than I was expecting, but the track was more difficult than yesterday, and I'm super happy because the team did an amazing job, and all the people that support me is always pushing behind me. And this race was long, but I tried to maintain the calm, maintain the physique, and thanks to everyone that support me, because this means a lot for this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It is win number 5 in Moto2 for Manu Gonzalez, and a significant victory as he takes control of the World Championship. This was him. It was perfect almost from the start. 8th on the middle of that second row of the grid, and by the time he hits the brakes into San Donato, he's going to be up into P3. There he goes on the inside of Marcos Ramirez. He runs a little bit wide. Ramirez is able to briefly take back that third place, but that really was the platform for his success today. 8th to 3rd before he'd even hit the brakes for turn 1, and then he had a good battle, a good exchange of a few overtakes with Albert Arenas. But in the second half of that race, he just had simply too much pace and, crucially, simply too much grip compared to the chasing pack. And there you go. His confidence pre-race was certainly not misplaced, was it? He heads to Assen, leading the World Championship by 9 points. He's actually now 40 points clear of Moreira in 3rd place. So he's in a pretty commanding position as we continue our European swing in MotoGP in 2025.
Yeah, Assen was where Manu Gonzalez made his Moto2 debut a few years ago. Chelston and Vietti had the best view in the house of that battle between Diogo Moreira and Aaron Canet. And had it carried on for one more lap, maybe it would have been Vietti standing on the podium at his home Grand Prix. The improvement from a Boscoscuro point of view, well, we did see it for the likes of Vietti. We saw Cavara up inside the top 7, but ultimately from from a Boscosura point of view at their home Grand Prix. None of them were in any position to challenge the Calex domination on the podium today. Vietti having to settle in the end for 5th place.
Yeah, 5th place, which is his best result in 7 since he was on the podium at Tomas Dario Honda all the way back at round 2 in Argentina. But it is Gonzalez, Arenas and Canet who completes an all-Spanish lockout of the Moto 2 rostrum here in Mugello.
The Divo Lucamoli Intact GP squad, it's a 5th win of the season for them. Aaron Canet fighting fire with fire up against Diogo Moreira, and he won the war, as he called it. Albert Arenas becomes already, after just 9 Grand Prix, the 12th different rider to stand on the podium in Moto 2 this season. We look on course to match last year's record. But Manu Gonzalez has stood on that podium more than anyone else this season, and for the 4th time he jumps onto the top step. When he makes a prediction and a prophecy, take it to the bank, because when he calls his shot, Manu Gonzalez always backs his words up. For Aaron Canet, it's a superb record over many years now in Moto 2. 32 career podiums for him now, just 1 behind Tito Rabat, the 2nd all-time in the Moto 2 class. Just a 2nd podium, of course, for Albert Arenas, and the best ever result in his Moto 2 career in his 85th start. Award for Grassini at their home Grand Prix. But for Manu Gonzalez, he has proved a major point today. From 8th on the grid, Manu Gas regains control of the Moto 2 World Championship battle.
Manu Gonzalez was the 2nd in a super close Mugello Grand Prix here 12 months ago. But today he climbs to the top step of the podium and goes 1 better as he's back in P1 in the Moto 2 World Championship. That Prosecco is going to taste very, very sweet. Aaron Canet, who had a real tough fight late on with Diogo Moreira. Well, it's almost a race-long fight, wasn't it, as he snatches the final place on the podium. But it's Gonzalez that will take the lead going to the Dutch TT in Assen next week. And, of course, we're back on track in just 5 days' time for the 10th round of our record-breaking 22-race campaign, with Manu Gonzalez back on top.
4th win of the year for the World Championship leader. Albert Arenas, a career best 2nd. Aaron Canet winning that